First, I'd like to invite you to take a minute to breathe and to bring up in your body how much the text message or comment that you received really bothered you. And at this point in the recording, you might need to stop and just journal and work on creating safety around actually feeling how much energy this attachment can take away from your life. And once you've done that, once you've brought safety and breath and notice the edges and notice where this lives in your body, I would invite you to come back to the recording and breathe with me. And once you're ready, bring up light from your womb space and cleanse your entire body and cut away cords between you and this situation. Watch it leaving your body. Observe it floating back from you. And then I would invite you to activate the power between your heart space and your womb space and breathing deeply with me. Into the safety of being completely unattached and unaffected and not giving your energy to anyone or anything in this moment. Separating yourself from me, from this situation, from anything else that has gotten a lot of your attention today. And breathing into this queen energy of having complete control over what gets your attention, over what is able to activate you. And I want you to move from, there's 3 stages, and I don't know what stage you're in today, but as I say the stages, I think you'll be able to feel. Either you feel like a victim constantly attacked with no way to manage this person, the way they talk to you, the way they make you feel, the way they belittle you. And you're still they're pelting you with these things. Or you've moved into being on guard. The energy you're putting out to this person is that there is something to defend because you are defending yourself. There is so much energy expended in defending yourself and stomping out other people. And I want you to notice that if that's the place you're in. But there's a third place I'd like to invite you into this room. I'd like you to invite you into the room with me where you cannot be fucked with by this person. Because they aren't a person you choose to expend emotional energy on. They are not a person that gets access to you at that level because they have not earned it. They do not deserve it. I want you to look at all the people in your life and imagine that you live in the middle of a big silver dome. And this dome is covered with reflective mirroring. And you live in the middle of it. And you choose who gets to come inside the dome with you. So there are people who at different layers and levels have earned access to your energy. These are people who you are willing to put things on the surgical table and look at yourself and evaluate your actions. These are people who you are willing to take the time to explain where you're coming from, to explain why you did something. These are people who get your apologies and your time, people who you would freeze things in your life for to help them if they needed it. Not in a way that dishonors yourself, but in a way that they deserve, because they do the same thing for you. You are in healthy, authentic, messy relationship with only these people. And if they do something to continually dishonor you, to disrespect you, to demand things from you, if they let jealousy of you and your success control the relationship and it becomes super unhealthy, they will have to leave. It's only the people invited into the dome that can activate you, that can upset you, that get your energy, that get access to you at that level. Only people invited to be there that have earned the right over time and through trust, which is built, get access to you in that way. And I want you to see that this person that is constantly attacking you, that is constantly belittling you, that is sending you things that are inappropriate and not okay and that steal whole parts of your day, I want you to imagine them energetically outside of your dome. I want you to breathe and put them outside of your dome so that all they can see is a reflection of themselves when they attack you. All they will be able to see going forward is a mirror to themselves, and every way you respond to them is from inside the dome, because they can't fuck with you. They don't have access to you at that level, so they can send text message and make rude comments, and they don't have access to your energy. They just hit this mirrored wall. They cannot threaten you or hurt you or belittle you. They cannot bring up your past mistakes and use them to cause fear, to create fear. They cannot lay on the floor and demand things like a toddler from you, because no one is allowed to ask you for things in that way. No one in your life, no one inside the dome is allowed to do that either. No one in your life is allowed to communicate with you in a way that is fundamentally disrespectful, hurtful. And when they do, it falls to the ground, because these are people who have no access to you. So I want you to breathe and actively put anyone that needs to be on the outside of your dome right now. And feel into the feeling of not defending yourself. Feel into the feeling of not giving them any energy. What is the response that would give this person no energy? And I want you to kind of breathe and see into the future of that. Of how when someone really hurtful and toxic comes at your mirrored dome, banging at it, hitting it, trying to get at you, trying to activate you, that it just falls to the ground and they start to just have a mirror back to themselves, because they don't have access to you in that way anymore. You've put them outside of a dome. And breathe into the safety of that, of choosing who activates you, choosing who gets your energy. And as you close the practice, I would invite you into a place of knowing that this is power. This will change your life. This is the only thing that has any hope of editing these relationships. This is the only practice, the only way to respond that might actually invite these people into a higher level of consciousness and out of their loop, because you're actively not participating in it anymore. And I want you to feel into that this is true love. This is really loving yourself, and this is really loving other people. And see if right when you close the practice, you can bring up a feeling in your body of utter gratitude for having access to this.